We're not kidding her. Alright, now. Face down. We're not kidding around. What's that sound? Your pride hitting the ground. And I've come too far to let him down. Get up, get up, get up. We're all in. We're all here for the scene where it seems it's gonna be me walking away with my new crown. Leaving you here face down. That's right, get turned face down. Get ready to face my mimicals, dude. How do you like my mimicals? Alright now. Mimicals, Labyrinth. They're both, cool decks. They're both, super cool decks. Sort of like all you guys, yeah. You're all very cool. I who dwell in heavenly light, as all evil cowers before the gates of hell. Alright now. Come forth, divine lightning. This ends now. Indignation. Alright, yeah. Indignation, yeah. That's right, knock 'em all. King K rule. King K rule. King K rule. Alright now. K rule. Alright now. Dr. K. Rulenstein. And Captain K. Rule. They're all various identities of the same person, even though, some people say that Captain K. Rule's, his brother. Yeah, no, they're all the same person. Yeah, they're all the same person, it's just that King K. Rule, really likes to roleplay for some reason. Surprisingly, he really gets really into the roles, whenever he does a roleplay. Yeah, he wants to be an evil king, a space, evil pirate. and then he, became a mad scientist. I kind of wish he became a space tyrant. Wait, technically we did get Wizpig and, Diddy Kong Racing, but, he's just not the same as King K. Rool. Come on. Besides, when have we seen Wizpig? Besides, when the last time we seen Wizpig, of all things? Yeah, we haven't seen him since the N64 days, and we probably never will again. They were gonna come out with Donkey Kong Racing, which, yeah, but, Mario Kart, but, could you imagine them, could you imagine, Diddy Kong Racing, but, like, actual online support, man? I like the power-ups in, Diddy Kong Racing a lot more than, and Mario Kart, because they feel more fair. Unfortunately, with the way racing games, are, you probably want the more unfair power-ups, but, Mario Kart, whenever you're in the lead and, you'll get hit by one power-up, everybody, decides that everybody suddenly passes you. Because you get hit with things like Thunderbolt. Yeah, Thunderbolt is, like, real deadly. But yeah, the loading times in this game are, like, real long, so, get comfy. Grab yourself a drink or whatever. I think it might be slightly frozen. Alright, whoa, where are we going? Oh wait, whoa. Alright, now. Alright, so... Alright, I think this button. Yeah, that button.
Take over.
Alright, now I want to use the Flammy Drum. Alright, trying to remember how to play the game. It's been a while. Alright, trying to get my bearings and, play the game, sorry. I'm playing like 4 different games, so... sometimes I forget how to play them. But I, however, am very good at video games and can pick up a controller and play at a professional level no matter what. That's just the kind of gamer I am. That's why, I would, be able to beat Silksong without dying once. I mean, I wish I could do that, but, you guys know my skill level at video games. I'm not very good at all. I'm pretty poor at video games, so... I'm pretty poor at video games, so... You'll have to bear with me. You guys have seen me play, Chronicles of the Wolf. Turns out the platforming in Archer Castle is actually, very easy, and I was kind of doing it wrong. Hey, no, I don't want to go over there. I want to go over here to Ilistelia. Whoa, Ilistelia, the capital of the deep. Yeah, this is where we met Palomina, probably the best character in the entire game.
Going to check on
Well, I mean, I like
Is a future I would do.
I mean, I like that she's kind of like Angela a little bit. I kind of like that she's like Angela, you know, I kind of like that she's basically Angela. Well, basically. You know, probably not as overpowered as... Alright, now. Probably not quite as overpowered as Angela. Yeah, but probably not as overpowered as Angela, but pretty fair. Wait, she does have a spell. Doesn't she have her own version of Ancient Curse or something? I think she has that. Actually, Angela and Palomina are both, you know, pretty funny. You know, I think Angela, you know, looks a little better, though. Although, you know, Palomina's pretty beautiful, too. I will say, I kind of miss, you know, Angela's... Although, you know, between Angela's, you know, California girl accent and, you know, Palomina's, you know, stiff robotic acting, I think I prefer the California girl accent. Plus, you know, Palomina doesn't say "eat" whenever she jumps. Oh, come on, this loading screen is taking forever, man. It ain't even loading. Come on, load faster. Faster, faster. Come on, eat chili dog. Yeah, that's right. You know, yeah, collect rings. Yeah, eat chili dogs. Yeah, gotta go fast. Now, if that soda slime were here, you know, if Mr. Sundrop were here, you know, the soda slime, you know, he'd probably, you know, be like, why are you making fun of Sonic? Because they're like a huge Sonic fan. Which, you know, I understand, but, you know, I'm not. You know, barely played Sonic, so.
The people are as lively as ever. Ian appears to be well suited.
I mean, I would probably like to play, like, Sonic Adventure and Sonic Adventure 2. Those are actually pretty... I would like to play Sonic Adventure 2 one day. In fact, I think I have Sonic Adventure 2. Yeah, but, you know, aside from Sonic Adventure 2, I really don't know. Maybe I should get, like, a Sonic collection or something.
I will head directly to the palace. Ian should be there.
Oh yeah, maybe Sonic Mania or something.
Of course.
I hear Sonic Mania is supposed to be pretty good. You know, for a Sonic game. I hear Sonic Mania was supposed to be pretty good.
Ian's gotta be at the palace, right? Let's go see.
And of course they did that one classic collection that's like the remake of Sonic 1 and all that. You know, I hear that one's supposed to be like pretty good. Unfortunately, a lot of Sonic games, I hear Sonic Frontier is kind of, you know, pretty good. Plus, it seems like a lot of people really, really like, you know, Sage. Like, really like her. But then again, you know, with Sonic fans, you know. Yeah, although my favorite thing about, I'm just, alright now. But yeah, alright now. I will say I might even play Shadow the Hedgehog one day, and I'll be, yeah, and then, you know, I'll have to play, like, Radical Raceway, you know, like, how many times do you have to play, you know, through the main game of, you know, Shadow the Hedgehog before, you know, actually get to the true ending? No. I don't know if I'm gonna be, I don't know if I'm gonna do that. I don't know if I'm gonna do that. Yeah, the bad part about Shadow the Hedgehog is, you know, is that it's built like a Sonic game, and you're supposed to take your time, you know, and only kill certain enemies to get certain endings. And that is like, it's a Sonic game. You're supposed to go fast. Why are you not going fast in a Sonic game? It's like it's a Sonic game. It's basically a Sonic game, so yeah. I mean, I would like it, I mean, it's a Sonic game, but it plays like a Sonic game, but, you know, you have to take your time and, you know, kill certain enemies to get a certain ending that you want. And that's, kind of a little annoying, really. I wouldn't say, you know, alright now. I mean, I do like the character that is Shadow, because he's like an edgelord. That became redeemed, which is, you know, kind of cracked, not gonna lie. Which you know makes him kind of cracked, not gonna lie.
Yes.
Oh, nice, a gold clover. I could use some of those. I don't even know if you can get even more gold clovers. Maybe they drop off of, like, one enemy and maybe they I don't even know if they, like, drop off an enemy or something. I assume they probably would. Alright, now. Wow, I can't believe I can't believe this place just has, you know, basically a garden inside of it. Yeah, that's actually really nice. I like that. I like it. It's pretty nice. I like it, but you know, nothing really beats a new Inui castle, you know, back in Kaidos. You know that Queen Cordelia's castle now is like, you know, connected to is like, you know, overhangs a rainforest. You know, like an entire rainforest. You know, I find that, you know, like super cool. Not gonna lie. You know, if you know, I don't know. You know, maybe if I. Yeah, I know that, you know, Dream's main base is, like, on the mend, but, you know, if I were to consider, you know, another place to, you know, put my base, it'd probably be something like a rainforest, maybe. I'm here with a Cool Ranch and Dorito Loco Taco Bowl, the unofficial, unofficial Taco Bowl of the stream. Hi, Foam, thank you for being here. I highly appreciate it. Alright, I'm just kind of messing around and, you know, talking, so... I kind of need... Alright, now. Usually I'm way more locked in than this. Usually I'm way more locked in, so... Yeah, in fact, I get a little too locked in, and, you know, sometimes I get a little too locked in, so I'm sorry about that. And it's real because No, Indorito is not real. It's an illusion that I used to trick and defeat Lord Broccoli. It even says so on Stream Elements. I am not a Dorito. Indorito is not real. It was just an illusion to trick and defeat Lord Broccoli. You know, with so many exclamation points. Hey, I don't play video games anymore because I do understand locked in. I mean, I'm pretty much AFK 90% of the time making something.
Continue our search.
Surprisingly, it's pretty challenging, you know, focus on the game and, you know, talk and chat at the same time. Yeah. Now, I don't know how streamers, but, like, you know, lots of people in the audience, you know, do both at the same time.
In spite of your inexperience, I am
Or make swords and talk. Nah, yeah. Yeah.
I believe it to be
Yeah, when you're locked in on a job or when you're locked in on a task, it can be kind of difficult to pay attention. Yeah. Yeah, it's usually like that for me. You know, people were complaining when I was growing up that, you know, I would do that kind of thing. And you know, they would think that I wasn't listening to them, but you know, I did listen to them. At least some of the time.
What's happening?
It's just I was, you know, doing my own thing and not really looking in the eye or looking at them while they were doing it.
He's burning up.
But you know, I was listening still.
Watch over him, Palomina. We'll take a look outside.
I think that's like a neurotypical thing or something.
Please.
Hey, why is your brother sick, Palomina? Is he okay? Alright, now, oh no. Alright, he's gonna be okay, right? Alright, now. That's why I don't have eyes anymore. Everyone wants eye contact, and I don't have eye contact. And I don't like eye contact, so I have no perceptible eyes. No one cares. Wait, so how do skeletons see, or how do skeletons even see people around them now? Wait, how do skeletons even talk without vocal cords? Is it like with Goombas and, you know, them secretly having mage hands? Skeletonnesis. Well, of course, how silly of me to ask. How very silly of me to ask. That must be like telephonesis, yeah. That's, you know, what, you know, telephonic has, yeah. At least that's kind of the name of her true art, yeah. Now, allows her to hear basically any call for help, you know, wherever it is. Yeah. Alright, now. This is Mike, and this is my friend Lily T. She's always insecure about her tail wearing. It's not big or fluffy like everybody else's. Oh. I mean, you people are squirrel people. You know, you should have big, you know, fluffy, you know, tails. I mean, yeah, I imagine. All right, one thing I will say about Palomina, you know, compared to you know Angela, Angela doesn't have a big fluffy tail to touch. Then again, you know, Angela does have the Magus outfit.
The water.
I know the water's all dry. No. I have a similar sense. I innately know whenever there is going to be violence, so I can go there and promote it. No, don't you promote violence, no. Don't you know that violence breeds violence? And, you know, profiteering off of conflict is not something that, you know, Dream stands for. And Doom. Oh no, that's the name of the croc. Croc people, fight like croc, kill like people. I mean, then again, croc people are probably really good at killing people because they have that, you know, because they have big teeth and, you know, and they got bigger teeth than, the big bad wolf. And you know, when crocodiles, you know, bite down on you, they'll start rolling and then they'll start ripping your leg off. You know, very violently, like. Yeah, so those things. That's why I'm promoting violence to breed more violence. I mean, of course you are. I need to get on with my research and development team to make reels of those for those people and not the barbecue kind. What, you're gonna make grills for, you know, barbecue people so that, you know, they can have big shiny teeth? You know, sort of like, you know, the gold tooth that, King K. Rool has. Yeah, I agree. For the crack people. I know, that's why I said King K. Rool. You know, King K. Rool's a Kremlin. Kremlins are like crack people. Yeah. I mean, you know King K. Rool. He's like in Donkey Kong. Wait, kind of disappointing that he isn't in Donkey Kong Bonanza, but you know, King K. Rool's been a dead villain for like a bunch of years. I need bling in his mouth. That's right. That's right. King K. Rool needs all the bling in his mouth. I mean, he's practically already wearing, you know, gold plate over his chest, so. Alright, remember when King K. Alright, now. Remember when you had to fight King K. Rool in, you know, a boxing match? I thought that was, you know, very cool. The only person I saw that, you know, even had trouble with that, and yet you're... Alright, yeah. I'm picturing gangster rapper King K. Rool, and I'm totally down for it. Yeah, him becoming a gangster rapper, you know, would be pretty good. I mean, King K. Rool does like the roleplay, yeah. You know, Captain K. Rool and, you know, K. Rool and Steiner are just King K. Rool, you know, in cosplay, basically. And he, like, gets way too into the roles because he, like, gets way too into the roles. You know, he even made a killer robot out of pots and pans. Yeah, we also learned, you know, King K. Rool's apparently married. Yeah, just from, you know, Donkey Kong Country 3. Wait, King K. Rool, you're married to someone? Yes, it's called Mrs. King K. Rool, yeah. Wouldn't that make them Queen K. Rool? I mean, she certainly is my queen, yeah. So... Yeah, it's sort of like, who is Bowser Jr.'s mother? Yeah, by the way, who's Bowser Jr.'s mother? Is it just Mrs. Bowser? Wait, that was in the Super Mario Bros. Show, yeah. Yeah, by the way, there is a Mrs. Bowser in, you know, the Super Mario Bros. Show. So that means that Bowser is canonically married. You know, since you know, the Mario Bros. Show is, you know, canon, apparently. Which means that George Washington Toad is canon. Alright, now. Yeah, it's just nice to have Toadsworth back in the game. Yeah, too bad King K. Rool couldn't be in Bonanza. Does that mean the Legend of Cartoon, the Zelda cartoon is canon? Yes, that means, that means it's perfect. That means it's actually canon that, Link has a bag of holding, yeah. Yeah, and also he says it, and also the reason why, Link doesn't talk is because, everybody found him cringy when he did. Well, excuse me, princess! Probably not one of Link's most popular incarnations. In his reincarnation cycle.
The physician says that stress
I'm kind of looking forward to, the Zelda movie, the Legend of Zelda movie, just so I can hear Link talk. Yeah, is it gonna be him not talking?
You may have taken on a few too many tasks.
And the very first Link, because there is no Triforce or Master Sword or anything at all yet. And that's the only way it can fall into the timeline. Yeah, alright, yeah. Yeah, you gotta remember, the Triforce, Master Sword, and all that stuff, wasn't around, back in back in Zelda 1 and 2, right?
So glad.
Wait, no Triforce?
I have returned.
Wait, was there no Triforce in, Zelda 1?
We asked
Wait.
the goddess for a deferment of our duties.
Wait, when did the Master Sword get introduced?
Rest.
Was it like in Link to the Past that we got, the Master Sword and all that?
The convoy will cope with the crisis in the game.
Wait, but I thought the Triforce was in, Zelda 1.
Me behind.
You're telling me the Triforce wasn't in Zelda 1 or 2?
Ian,
I mean, then again, alright, yeah.
Me become.
Yeah, so I'm saying that was therefore the Legend cartoon must be the very first Link at that point. It's a normal Link, it's just a normal Link in Zelda or something super fuck catastrophic. Must have happened and Link was there.
Go.
Not Link in Zelda, Link in Zelda. Oh, not Link in Zelda, Link in Zelda, right.
Remember, a promise proposed so far in the past is surprising. You were so
No.
I vowed to help you become a ruler befitting of this beautiful.
Alright, now, Palomina, wanting to protect her younger brother is, very cool.
Pleased to hear our pledge.
Yeah, Palomina and her brother are really cool.
Remember well.
I still think her brother looks a little like, baby Marth.
Oh,
Not gonna lie.
I wished that we could.
Yeah, her brother, kind of looks like Marth, if he were an itty bitty baby.
Had other
Is this always wrong? You should beat up younger siblings? No. Well, yeah, I know.
Since our mother and father
I mean, no. Propaganda. No.
I feel
No.
you to
No, we shouldn't beat up our
our
siblings. No.
Oh,
We should alright now. Alright now. You gotta pent up the negative zone inside of you so that, you gotta pent up the negative zone inside of you until you learn how to fight ghosts. Yeah, that's the only way to play, really. That's the real only way to play. State of play. Oh, look at this honey. Yeah, get that syrup. Alright, get that grizzly syrup. Grizzly. Yeah, get that syrup. Alright, all I'm thinking about when I'm getting that syrup is, yeah, you guys know about Low Tier God, right? Yeah, Low Tier God is like one of the saltiest, guys ever, yeah. Yeah, he's almost as salty and, bad at fighting games as, DSP. Only DSP is, even worse and more salty. And somehow even more finny bigger. Anyway, one of the things that, Low Tier God is known for is, of course, his speech. Which I'm not gonna repeat on stream, yeah.
he should get back to bed rest. I apologize for the alarm.
Because it kind of contains some no words that Twitch really doesn't like.
There's no more water and the Benevolence to blame.
Gandalf may be hiding out in a section of the ruins called the Undertemple.
Yeah, for some reason I was kind of reminded of him, but I don't remember why.
Let us go. You don't want to stay with
Yeah, Ian.
If it has fallen
I really do think that Ian, kind of looks like, Martha if Martha was a little child.
we should not delay.
Not gonna lie. Not even gonna lie, at least. Of course, the little itty baby mark is, very cute, but I support all speech, and I support anyone's right to hit anyone else over the right to hit anybody else over that speech because it promotes weapon sales. Of course you do, Foam. Of course you do, Foam. With the way some people act these days, I think you'll be getting, years of business to come, really. In fact, maybe a couple decades, maybe. Yeah, it kind of feels like there's more, it kind of feels like there's more, entitled and aggressive behavior out in the world today.
Then we need to go further into
And that's kind of disappointing.
As long as we're stocked up on items.
That's like super duper disappointing, not gonna lie. Hi there, cutie. I'm glad. Alright, now, I'm not cute. You're the one who's cute, Inabin. Those people usually act like that, tend to act tough right up until someone punches them in the face. Yeah, that's true, yeah. Yeah, that's true, yeah. Yeah, Karen's alright now. Most people like that act tough until... Most people like that act tough, but probably not until conflict actually comes in their face and they have to face consequences for, being daft cunts. They also work jobs like radio personality or online talk show hosts and have never actually worked a real job in their life want to act like tough men. Yeah. Or worse, they act like, or sometimes some of them act like Johnny Somali. Alright now. Johnny Somali, getting arrested over in Korea was like super funny. Not gonna lie. Although, what's even more funny? Have you guys ever heard of Morning Glory, Milk Farm? Yeah. Now, romance novels, they're the kind of thing that, yeah, romance novels are basically like, quote-unquote tasteful smut, yeah. With their hair scared and hateful and all weak, and it's really just funny. Now, what? Alright now. Alright now. Yeah, people... Daniel Steele. Yeah, Daniel Steele, Fabio, yeah. They're the type of people, who write romance novels. But, there's been, kind of a surge in, Monster Girl, and, there's kind of been a, alright, there's a lot of Monster Girl, and, getting captured, or, forced to work with monsters, and Spud. Yeah, and romance, and, one of the best, modern romance novels to ever exist. Yeah, it's, it almost is as good as, Ram Ranch. It's Morning Glory Milking Farm. Stop spraying me. Stop spraying me. Stop spraying me, I'm right. I'm very forced. Alright, no. Yeah, haven't you ever seen 50 Shades of Grey? Hi, cute bunny. Hi, cute bunny. Hi, cute bunny. Yeah, cute bunny. Cute bunny. Cute bunny. Cute bunny. Cute bunny, denying their cuteness. Alright, cute bunny denies their cuteness as usual. Then, has to act out, and, spray people. Yeah, what did I do? Deserve to be sprayed? No, I'm not cute. That's a bunch of false information. That's like lies, and more lies. Lies from itty bitty bunny eyes. Lies. Not cute, I am destroyer of Dull Hands. Ah, you beat Dull Hand in, Lost Kingdom. Nice. Now, you beat Dull Hand in, Golden Sun, the Lost Age. Now, that's quite an accomplishment, because Dull Hand in that game is kind of beyond cheap, not gonna lie. Dejan Storm and Charon are like the most annoying moves in that game, not gonna lie. I felt like you needed a cooldown from the smut novels. Alright, but, the reason we have to destroy Dull Hand is because he guards the Isis summon, which is like the most powerful summon in the game. Atlas Firstmen are good people. Oh, but alright now. Yeah, but Dull Hands are like, I know they're commonly portrayed as undead, but they're actually fairies, yeah. Yeah, they like use spinal whips and take people to take people to hell.
The good old Lucaroons.
And kind of spirit people away, and also they also have whips made of spines, like human spines.
Now I wonder.
Which kind of reminds me of
Necessary.
who is the Mortal Kombat character that rips out people's spines? Yeah, which one was that again? It kind of reminds me of that
The way
one.
we did last time, right?
Yes, the undertemple should be.
Oh no, we're inside of water bubbles. All right, get in the water bubble. Get in the water bubble, Sentry. All right, now we need to get to the bottom room.
What's his deal?
We need to get to the bottom of the rooms.
Who managed witnessing
All right, now.
how wrecked our ancestors'
And
place
so the handheads are in bloodstained are fairies, huh?
Set things right. It's in our power to
I mean, I guess. So dual handheads and bloodstained are fairies. Yeah, they're supposed to be. Dual hands are supposed to be basically fey folk, but they're like unseelie fey. Yeah, that's why they have the spooky dark edgy aesthetic. Yeah, they're like dark evil edgy fey. Yeah. That makes sense. How they're such a pain in the butt. Hey, I'm alright now. Yeah. Annabin, well, what do you mean by that? Annabin, what do you mean by that? I don't know what you're talking about, dude. Nah, what fairies do you know that are like a pain in the butt? Alright, now let's start purifying the enemies in progress. Alright, purification in progress. Let's go. Alright now. Purify them all. Now we have to purify like over 9,000 enemies. Alright, now purification in progress. Oh no, Bats! I don't want to kill my own kin. But I have to make progress. No, I don't want to kill my own kin. No, that's not nice. I don't like that. Stop making me kill bats in video games. I know a cute fairy that likes to troll and deny their own cuteness. Who do you mean? Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, what are you talking about? You mean me, but I'm not cute, and I never deny anything. That's a good thing we discovered all fairies fit in jars and can be caught with bug nets. No, that's not true. That's not true. We're not small enough to do that. We're not small.
Be mad.
Small dainty fairies are actually just an illusion. Yeah.
I apologize if you were scared of the sudden onslaught.
Yeah, small dainty fairies are just an illusion and tricking trick mortals. Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah. In fact, Endemati right here doesn't actually exist. It's just an illusion. And once I awaken the seed of the Archfey inside of me, I'll look completely different. Maybe I'll look super spooky. Yeah. Although I'll probably retain a lot of my human features because the true form is the Dorito. No, it's not. Annabelle, that's a bunch of lies. Lies on top of more lies. Lies from cute little bunny eyes. Sale Bugnuts, one free Bugnet for every purchase. No. I do not fit in a Bugnet. I don't fit in a Bugnet. That is a bunch of lies. That's a bunch of lies and misinformation. I don't fit in a Bugnet. Don't believe the bunny propaganda. Don't believe the skeleton or the bunny propaganda. Don't believe the bunny or the skeleton propaganda. Don't believe the super.
Our next plan.
And the magical spatial displacement powers of belief. If you say so. All right, now we need to go under here. Under where? Under there. All right, magical spatial magic, huh? Does bug nets work by spatial magic? Okay. It works on the Tinkerbell principle. No, no, no. There's a... Alright, Tinkerbell, Tinkerbell is, a bunch of fake news, okay? Tinkerbell is also kind of a psychopath, so... technically speaking, in Jamberry's world, Tinkerbell is kind of a psychopath. That's like Yandere for Peter. They even tried to kill Wendy out of jealousy. Yeah, and the reason why, fairies in Jamberry's world, have very intense emotions is because they can only feel like one emotion at a time. Unlike, humans' more complex emotions, yeah. Yeah, I kind of know that because I actually read the books. Saying that she was the first yandere most of us was exposed to. Yeah, oh no. Yeah, Tinkerbell's yandere. No, Tinkerbell's actually yandere. Yeah, kind of sad how, alright now. Read books, nerd! I'm not a nerd! Yeah, Peter in the books is not like Peter in any of the cartoons or movies. He's a fucking monster, I love him. Yeah, that's true, Peter himself is, kind of a psychopath, really. In fact, maybe Captain Hook's not actually that evil, no. Yeah, funny enough, in the books, Captain Hook does have a sympathetic reason. And Disney tried and failed to, give him a sympathetic reason, but, they kind of failed. By kind of any, I means very, very much so. Alright, now. We're going up against a lot of fire monsters inside this dungeon. Alright, now, let's start atomizing it with light beams. Alright, alright, now, alright, let me just switch over to... Let me just switch my magic up. Let me just switch my, set spells up real quick. Alright, moves, let's go here. Alright, get rid of Dark Rain, let's see. Alright, now, oh, we have an Ancient Curse. Oh, whoop, no, I want to keep going. Ancient Curse, summon Axebeak. I mean, some of the Hexbake is, very strong, but, Oh, wait, is Blaze Wall stronger than Explode? Alright, I'll take Blaze Wall. I'll take Blaze Wall simply because... Alright, no. I'll take Blaze Wall because it comes out a little bit faster. I know, we got a whole bunch of monsters here. Alright, now Blaze Wall, Blaze Wall. Burn up, hold up. I like that. It's like Fire Spin. It's like Fire Spin in, Pokemon Legends AZ. Yeah, Fire Spin. Alright, go Fire Spin.
Like we're inside water.
Go Power Rangers. Do.
It's an ancient
Go Power Rangers. Do. A dust dress. Well, I guess I'll grab that.
Could this be?
Go Power Rangers. Do. Oh wait, there's an elemental point over here. Alright, grabbing the elemental point. So, I can hopefully, boost up my classes a little bit.
I feel the spirit's favor.
I have Power Ranger weapons. Ooh, nice. Oh, that's really nice, yeah. Now, Power Rangers has some, cool weapons. And, some cooler robots. And of course, Power Rangers and, Super Sentai and all that, heavily inspired a lot of stuff.
It could have been
Yeah.
a place to pray.
One of the things that they inspired was like, let's see, Love After World Domination. Yeah, that one was inspired by Power Rangers. Oh no, it's a mimic. No, everybody's snowman. No, everybody got turned into a snowman. No, everybody's a snowman. You wanna build a snowman? No, everybody's a snowman. You wanna build a snowman? No. Dressing up and fighting with foam weapons and stuff is what we do. Yo, that sounds awesome.
What wondrous wares I have found.
Yo, that sounds actually that sounds super awesome, man.
Secure.
Yo, that sounds super awesome. Go Power Rangers. Do. Oh hey, another elemental. Oh wait. Oh, I see what this is. This is to get water bubbles to go up there. Alright, now. No, whoa, whoops. Alright, I went a little too far. Alright, I kind of overcorrected there. I kind of, you know, overcorrected when I didn't need to.
Breathe inside this bubble.
Kind of, you know, overcorrected a little bit. Right now. Oh, nice, a gold clover. Oh, whoops, I overcorrected, but that's okay. That's okay, it's just like one honey. I mean, there's a limited supply of honey in the game, but you know, as long as you save it before, you know, post-game, as long as you save most of it, you know, before post-game, you know, you'll be fine. Yeah, don't spend it on anything but until post-game, yeah, basically.
Just know that we
Because there's like items you kind of need back then. Back over there, yeah. Oh, look at this. Alright, grab the honey. Grab the honey. Alright, grab the syrup.
I have gathered some grizzly syrup.
Yeah, again, I'm reminded of the low-tier god speech. Why? Because you keep smelling the syrup. I know. And what he says after that is kind of, you know, a very Twitch no-no word. Which I obviously won't be saying. Which I'm obviously not going to be saying.
At the Luca ruins, right? Do you think we came down here too?
Indeed.
Yeah, I was thinking about growing up. I made a lot of practice weapons, and then my kids and nieces broke them, and all part of what I got into making. Oh, that's like alright. I like that. I like that a lot. Yo, I really like that, yeah. That sounds really cool. Alright, now let's go. Do you want to build a snowman? Then again, I refuse to make any more Disney references. I refuse to reference any more stuff that's, you know, from Disney. I think I used up all those references already. Alright, now there's gonna be something bad over here. Alright, what we got? Oh no, it's a shark with a bunch of eels, and there's tentacles too. Oh no. Oh no, look at this thing. Look at this thing. It's an abomination of nature. Now it's trying to send tentacles at me. No! Stop trying to tentacle me. Stop tentacling me. No, not the tentacles. Not the tentacles, no. Not the tentacles, no. Not the tentacles. Not the tentacles, no. It's okay, Disney is so old it can make its own make its own name anymore. It can't own its own name anymore. Yeah, that's true. I mean, that's true.
You're right. There was that time on the trip too.
To be fair, I thought Frozen was. Yeah, to be fair, I really didn't like Frozen too much. You know, I did see Frozen. I did not like it too much because it was like, you know, very predictable, really.
You look pensive. Oh dear, did I?
Yeah. Yeah, obviously I didn't think it was very good. You know, it's like very predictable, really. Red coat. Is that a rapier or lance? Which one? On Val? Yeah, Val's using a lance. Yeah, Val is using a lance. You know, I got Morley set on knives, and I got Palomino set on scythe. Yeah, and you know, Karina's set on fans, and Julia's set on hammers. Yeah. Yeah. Then again, you know, technically speaking, although technically speaking, I guess, you know, Paul is, you know, set on lance and a shield, basically.
Secured.
Yeah, he's supposed to be like the support tank.
The water has.
Oh wait, yeah, just for alright now. He's like the support tank, really. Right now, whoop. Right now, Alright, let's get Karina in here. Yeah, let's get... Alright, now. Hey, yeah, sorry, it lags a little bit. There we go. Alright, Karina will be having fans. You know, one of her weapons, she does have a spear. You know, one of her weapons is a spear, though.
Every time I see Niccolo, he
I'm currently using fans because I like that a little bit more.
Optimist. I wish more of that had rubbed off on me.
I believe
Although that, oh well,
to have on purpose, unfortunately.
Although I am told that, you know, I am told that Karina using lances, you know, is actually better. Because she basically gets us, because basically she can do things that like Cheese getting certain things.
I will take this.
Like one of the things she can do, you know, using lances is she can, you know, get one of the things she can do using your spears is, you know, she can get like a certain item.
I have found something.
You know, she can get like a certain powerful weapon, you know, like super early. You know, before you're supposed to get it. No. Alright, now, there's nothing over here, is there? Oh yeah, we start falling faster. Alright, grab the honey. Whoop.
Might we exchange these elsewhere?
Alright, now down here. Down below. Oh, nice, nice. Look at all this. Everything is better with cheese, that's true. I am not a seductress or second rat or cute or, you know, Cinderay or a Dorito or a banana. I am a heroine, and I can hear you not chocolate chip cookies and dip them in a cheesecake spread. Alright, now we're getting close to, you know, the area boss. Wait, there's an elemental point right here. I'm just gonna go grab that real quick. Alright, now grab the elemental point so that, you know, I can, you know, upgrade my classes. You know, just a little bit. Although, really, I'm probably gonna have to make another playthrough to, you know, get all of them. Again, I think if I'm gonna play this game again, I might as well, you know, do a different version of it other than the PS4 version. Yeah, the PS4 version kind of has poorly optimized, you know, load times and all that.
Get in, Doom! Benevodon of water, get out here! I know.
Alright, and Undyne, what's with your face?
What do you think you're doing?
Your face looks kind of like, you know, that girl from Code Lyoko. You know, with that big forehead. You guys know what I'm talking about. Although, to be fair, Code Lyoko was, you know, very cool. You know, back when it was on. Oh no, here he comes. It's Diet King K. Rool. Oh no, it's King K. Rool. Oh no, it's Diet King K. Rool and he learned to manipulate water. Alright now, let's get a big gorilla to fight him, yeah. Yeah, let's get a big gorilla to fight him, yeah. Then we can interact Godzilla versus King Kong. We can, you know, do Godzilla versus King Kong. Alright, now burn. No. Wow. Right now, he is like super weak to water, so. Alright, there we go. King K. Rool Waterbender. It's King K. Rool Waterbender. That's right. King K. Rool has been defeated. Nice. King K. Rool, you know, got defeated. Nice. Alright, now. Normally the fights against King K. Rool are much harder than that. Especially in, like, the old, you know, Donkey Kong games. Man, it's such a shame they never brought back King K. Rool, man. Wait, King K. Rool's in Bonanza, isn't he?
That is a relief indeed.
Man, why wasn't, you know, King K. Rool, you know, like, Donkey Kong Country Returns or, you know, Donkey Kong Country Returns Tropical Freeze? He should have been in those games, yeah. Was the copyright, you know, like, tied up to Rare or something? Is that why he couldn't be there for both of those? And instead we got those weird, you know, mind controlling, you know, tiki masks for, you know, Donkey Kong Country Returns, and, you know, and then we got, you know, then we got that walrus or something with all those penguins and stuff. Wait, what was the villain of, you know, Tropical Freeze again? I don't remember. Yeah, it was like a bunch of, you know, Arctic thing bad guys. I definitely remember, you know, Donkey Kong Country Returns, though, you know. The tiki masks for, you know, very good villains.
it all to
For what
this
they were.
arduous adventure. My
And they
plan
mostly
was
just
to
mind controlled, you know, other
find
animals and, you know, possess them.
I'm glad to
And then you had to fight that, you know, giant one, and, you know, Donkey Kong, like, they're, you know, like, you know, punch the moon and into it.
back in business.
Yeah, which, you know, shows that, you know, Donkey Kong is, like, strong as
I
shit, man.
appreciate all of your assistance
Not
thus
only
far.
could he punch the moon down into the earth and, you know, destroy a villain, he could, you know, leave the moon intact while he does that. Yeah, he just crushes that guy, and it just, like, knocks the moon out of orbit by punching it, you know, with one punch, with the Might of Saitama, yet the moon stays intact, and then he crushes that guy, and he turns into a whole bunch of bananas. That was like, you know, probably the coolest part of, you know, Donkey Kong Country Returns. Although Donkey Kong Country Returns is, you know, hard as shit, not gonna lie. Not even gonna lie, a little bit. But yeah, you know, final boss fight was also, you know, hard as shit, yeah. Much like any Donkey Kong Country game, you know. Every Donkey Kong Country, you know, boss fight was, you know, hard as shit, man.
Leadership skills are quite impressive. The capital's unrest was swiftly dealt with.
I merely performed the practices that any king's proxy would.
A whisper or two might have floated past my ears that the people still prefer their veteran queen.
No, don't be, alright, no, he's
They're
green.
entitled to their opinions.
But, Mr. Julie, you're also green.
Have an alms obligation. Once
Yes, but to be fair, Julie is an experienced warrior who's, you know, traveled across the world, and, you know, busted up at Defdons with
I
us.
have no doubt.
He even specced some of them inside the face with, you know, a hammer made of beech nuts.
Ian's coronation ceremony?
Everybody accounted for?
Hey, Nickleo.
Wonderful.
Yeah, what exactly kind of animal are you again? What exactly kind of animal are you again? Like a cat or something?
In your debt, Niccolo. You have come to our aid.
Yeah, he kind of looks a little like Angoramon from Digimon. You know, a little bit.
Your Majesty, the least I could do was help pacify the
Yeah, he looks like
citizens.
Angoramon. Like, you know, chunky, fat Angoramon.
What matters now is seeing King Ian.
Yeah, you guys ever seen Digimon? You know, ever seen Angoramon from Digimon? You know, next time if they make another, you know, if they're releasing more, if they're releasing, you know, more, you know, DLC content for, you know, Time Strangers, you know, aside from the one that gets revealed, they need to put an Angoramon. Yeah, one of the things they need to do is put an Angoramon. Yeah. You know, then we can, you know, make all the cute bunny jokes that we want. You know, just so we can tease them a bit, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, hopefully they'll add Chiropon to, you know, Time Strain, really to any, you know, Digimon story game. No, even if they don't add it to Time Strangers, that's really okay, but, you know, I kind of want it, you know, very badly. I kind of want it, you know, super badly, yeah. The fact that I'm kind of curious, you know, to see Chiropon evolve. Alright, them beating up. Alright. Them, you know, fighting Astamon was, like, really cool, you know, despite, you know, Astamon being, like, you know, super strong as shit, man. But, you know, they were very brave to go up against something like that. Yeah, but Astamon, you know, is cheating. Astamon literally is cheating by just straight up having it. Alright, yeah. It's just, you know, it's just very strange, you know, seeing, you know, Digimon that, just against a machine gun. Then again, you know, I had Gundramon on my team, you know, and then again, I did have Gundramon in, you know, Time Strangers. Yeah, and Gundramon is a dragon that's made of guns, you okay? He's like the most American German that's made by, you know, Japanese people.
Thank you for your assistance, Don. And I am sorry for being unable to make any sort of support in the end.
Don't apologize, Ian. We know how hard you've been working. You needed a break.
Besides, I bet even Palomino wasn't perfect when she first started ruling Illistana.
Oh, that's really nice encouragement.
In moments like these,
It's always good to, you know, it's always good to encourage people to do better.
sometimes.
Such kind words.
I still think you look a little like, you know, Child Marth.
But I know that I can do that Palomina's legacy must not be sullied by
You know, I think I know why Princess Celia, Princess Kata, was friends with Palomina.
Much to learn about
You know, so that they could see Marth
But I know
whenever they
it'll
want.
be all right. Do not worry about me, Palomina.
Actually, I'm just kidding.
Please continue on your pilgrimage.
Actually, I'm just kidding. Alright, I kid.
Ian, I have made up my mind. There is much I can yet do to help you on your path. There should be procedures in place when the capital is in peril. That is one of the many things I neglected to negotiate before I left. But more than that, I swore I would support your succession to the throne. Therefore, I swore anew that I will find a way to return to your side.
By the way, if you see some of the memes that I frequently use, when I'm making fun of people who are horny. Yeah, and you see and you see them, containing that weird fairy.
Remember,
Yeah, that's Palomina. Plumeria.
I have to
Ah,
assure
ah,
you
get tongue
that
tied,
the
there.
finest of kings
Focus on the game
in
now.
future.
Oh. Look at how cute this family relationship is. Yeah, just gotta protect the just gotta help him, Alright, now, alright, we can eventually, help him, alright, now, we gotta do our best, for, Palmina's brother, and, of course, Nick Leo, that's, helping them. And also, we gotta keep that, also, we gotta keep all the nations, safe from the threat of benevolence. Especially when they're trying to dry up all the water. Especially when they're trying to dry up all the water, and that will, cause all life, to die. Yeah. Basically, we can't let the benevolence run rampant because, they're evil. Yeah, they're sort of like elemental spirits, but super evil.
Gigantic shift in the flow of mana
Wait, there's a gigantic flow of mana and over in Tanzania.
can only make
Oh,
one
no.
thing. The Benedon of fire is up to no good. That's
Oh no.
We have to go.
No, we have to go to the volcano next.
We gotta
Hey,
make
look, it's Death Mountain. Hey, look, it's Death Mountain. We have to go fight Fulvanga. We have to go fight Fulvanga again. Wait, you guys remember how Fulvanga became human? And you had to fight him, in Hyrule Warriors? Wait, actually, am I thinking of a different dude? I remember his name. Wait, was that not Fulvanga, in human form? Or am I thinking of, a different dude? Yeah, I also remember one of them was basically like a Wizrobe, slash Poe combination. Like Wizrobe. And they fought with rings. And they were the lackey or something of, Ganondorf or something. Although you know what's a fun game like Fire Emblem Warriors. Yeah, not Fire Emblem Heroes, Fire Emblem Warriors. Yeah, I'm glad they made one that's focused on 3 houses. That's the one the Shows comes from. Yeah, but Fire Emblem Warriors, the first one, it's like the multiverse one.
I can scarcely believe my eyes.
Master Fugo.
Yeah, it had obviously the Awakening characters in it, and some of the Fates
These are our
characters.
companions. The members
It also
of
had some of the
Fugo.
Shadow Dragon characters too.
We came back to the village to stop the Benevolent of Fire before it's too late. Everybody, this is Fugo, a soul guard.
Yeah, you guys.
He mentored
Alright, now
lots of
I will
people
say
who
that I
were
do not like
dog.
Fire Emblem Fates. I thought Fire Emblem Fates was like a huge scam when it came out, and everybody disagreed with me.
Answer is evident.
And I was saying, it's kind of ridiculous that they're kind of charging people separately for each route of the game. Which I
see.
which they should have done, basically just do it like 3 houses, from the start,
Seems ours
and
will
allow you to play whatever route you want.
to our dear home of fire.
Yeah, but Nintendo, decided to be greedy back then.
Disappeared, correct? Would do well to
Yeah, kind of sad to see Nintendo fully,
Yes, sir.
fully, infected with the virus that is greed.
When you finish
Yeah,
your
not to
quest,
mention their arrogance over their
Fire
over
I have
basically
something
trying to litigate and copyright gameplay
Never
mechanics.
sit still for lectures, but I promise
Yeah,
not to interrupt
them
your
suing
lectures.
Pal World was they should not have done that. Not ever. But you know, Nintendo being Nintendo, they
Master Hugo's right. I should talk to
they definitely are full of, you know, they are full of stuff and nonsense, I guess. Man. Man, the world is getting worse. Yeah, the world is getting worse. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like things are getting legitimately a little, like, really dangerous right now.
To welcome the convoy, but it is our pleasure nonetheless. I assume you are here to deal with the Benevodon threat.
Alright, thank you, Miss.
On
Thank you,
behalf of
Miss
my
Mayor.
people, I thank you for your assistance.
Hang on. You knew about the Benevodon?
Our patron elementals.
Ah, Salmando, you know, told you. Okay.
His request was simple. Hold out until the arms arrive.
Yeah, so we knew that, you know, the elves were, you know, going after the Benevodons, basically.
Arm of fire.
I mean,
Please,
of course we were.
tell
Why
me
else would
what
we be
happened
here?
to Hina.
Hina was...
Yeah, Hina was inadvertently converted her essence into a core stone.
Her essence.
Yeah, basically I was tricked by, you know, this guy named Aaron.
Through your curious ability to
There's her core stone, it got
crystallize
stolen.
emotions, I presume.
It got stolen by, you know, Dilapidos.
Where is her core
Or whatever his
stone?
name is. Dilapidos or something.
A man
Galap-
was trying to
Galapagos
attack
Islands.
the boss of mana. Took her from
That's
me.
where all those turtles live.
But I'm gonna give
Turtles,
her back.
turtles.
I won't let Delafos-
Delafeos, right, yeah, that's his name.
I will
Yeah, I got stolen by Delafeos after it got stolen by Aaron, and Aaron, you know, decided, you know, to try and, you know, yoink the, you know, mana sword out of a stone where it was being kept for, you know, a very specific reason, to try and seal away a bad guy that basically cursed the entire world. You know, and that's why, you know, they needed the sacrifices of to the mana tree, because, you know, the curse would, you know, destroy the world otherwise. Which is kind of, you know, a bit of a rough spot, because, you know, the sacrifices are kind of messed up in their own right.
The circumstances of their daughter's disappearance.
But it's like, you know, it's a bit of a trolley problem. Do you sacrifice like 8 people to save the entire world, or do you let the entire world
You
die?
must enter Dorfavon.
You know, and Aaron kind of, you know, elected to, you know, kind of, you know, interfere with that, because, you know, because he was like in love with one of the persons that got selected as an alum.
To the volcano. To avoid trespassing.
And he kind of tried to, you know, get her to escape her duty and, you know, get out of the village and, you know, fought the villagers and all that. You know, now, obviously, you know, he shouldn't have done that. Because they, you know, because the Earth Nation, you know, got kind of wiped out by, you know, Dalphaeus' curse.
The mana goddess.
Of course, if we manage to defeat Dalphaeus, and, you know, of course, hopefully if we defeat Dalphaeus, we won't have to deal with any more of the curse, really. I mean, hopefully.
I will do my duty and protect the
You know, and we might be able to fully heal the curse. Also, if we can get the mana sword away from, you know, Dalphaeus, we might be able to, you know, actually fix everything, yeah.
You hear me, young man?
Yeah, the reason nobody messed with it earlier is because, you know, obviously it was healing Dalphaeus, and, you know, he's kind of a really powerful big bad guy that, you know, kind of released a whole bunch of Benevodons upon the world. And, you know, he's like gathering the powers of darkness. You know, to basically overthrow the goddess.
Talk to me. I should check in with him.
Yeah, the whole reason for Dalphaeus' motivation, you know, I thought it, you know, made sense, because, you know, I thought, oh, maybe his lover got sacrificed or something. Yeah, and it turns out, you know, his lover kind of died to a random bandit attack. Yeah, by the way, I was just talking about how he's found, you know, Dalphaeus' you know, motives kind of silly, because, you know, he is aware that, you know, the mana goddess is powerful, but, you know, not all powerful.
You know, it's
It's
been
not like
so
she's
long.
responsible for the bandit attack that, you know, took his, you know, loved one away from him.
And you all
Then, you know,
left
he
me
got, like,
alone.
super pissed at, you know, the mana goddess for that.
Come on.
It's not like she's the one that did that, but, you know, he has kind of a lot of
Thanks, Mom.
directed his anger towards her. But, you know, misdirected anger is kind of a big problem that, you know, most people find very silly in a lot of contexts.
Matured on your trip.
You know, when it's portrayed in fiction. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Screenslaver's motives.
The journey.
Yeah, to be fair, you know, Incredibles 2, you know, villain motivation is not very good, but, you know, basically what I'm saying is, you know, Screenslaver and that, you know, they had a lot of misdirected anger at heroes, basically because their parent got killed. You know, because he was kind of waiting for superheroes to show up, you know, when, you know, they had been declared illegal. You know, in all fairness, he probably should have just had a phone, you know, inside of his panic room.
Learned the devastating truth about the world.
He should have had that phone, you know, inside his panic room so that, you know, he could stay safe. You know, until help arrives.
It's a heavy burden.
You know, which would have been a smart thing to do, but, you know, apparently, don't question that kind of logic.
I have to fix it. I have to. But I'm only a boy from Tiania.
Yeah, she kind of blamed Heroes for that.
And I don't know anymore. What am I supposed to do if I mess
You
up?
know, to be fair, the Incredibles universe is kind of messed up in its own right. I mean, I do understand that, you know, heroes being, you know, basically portrayed as vigilantes who, you know, cause a lot of property damage and all that, you know. It isn't out of the ballpark that, you know, people would want to, you know, sue them and, you know, not want them to be around, but, you know, it's kind of silly that, you know, supervillains just decide to, you know, go along with all this. And, you know, not immediately use it as a means to take over the world. You know, a more realistic take on that would be like that one girl that, you know, kind of sued Spider-Man, yeah. Because she thought Spider-Man was stalking her, you know, when he was, you know, just trying to stop supervillains. And he just happened to be basically in the vicinity of her.
What matters isn't choosing what is right.
Which honestly, you know, honestly though, I could kind of see that honestly, I could kind of see, you know, people being a lot like Screenslaver or, you know, that girl, yeah. You know, if superheroes were real, because, you know, there's a lot of very dumb people in the world that really will do stuff like that. Not even gonna lie. Even though in retrospect, you know, I can see why, you know, most people would find those motives kind of silly.
You see?
And the reason I'm bringing it up is because, you know, Dalphaios, in retrospect, when, you know, his motive for why, you know, he's doing what he's doing got revealed. You know, I kind of first thought it was kind of silly. Because obviously it's not the Mana Goddess's fault that, you know, his wife kind of died, you know, getting attacked by bandits.
You're making me blush.
I don't have an answer yet. But I won't.
Yeah, he kind of, you know, misdirected his anger at her.
That sounds more like my son. Keep it up.
You know, not gonna lie. You know, at first I thought it was because, you know, the Mana Goddess, you know, selected her as, like, one of the first homes or something.
It feels as though I have not had such a fantastic feast in forever. The food here in Tiania is divine.
Your mom can really cook. Maybe a little too piquant for my palate, but what do I know?
Val, did you want to call on Hina's parents before
Yeah, we need to tell them the bad
I'm
news.
afraid those two aren't home at the moment. They needed to harvest some flower seeds before the volcano became too active. I did tell them it was dangerous, but they assured me they were fine. You can't win
Oh,
with
no.
your family.
Sounds like the apple didn't fall far from the tree.
Come on now,
Let's
Irina,
get
don't be like that.
Inside door first. I promise to talk to Hina's family once.
No, this is gonna be a big character growth for, you know, Val if we do this.
There's no room for failure. First, we take care of what we came to do. Then I can sit Hina's parents down and tell them everything, after things have settled. I'm ready.
That sounds like a plan. There's no time to waste. Let's subdue the Benevodon and protect the village.
I wish you all the best of luck. Go get that benevolent what's-it and show it what the people of Tiania
I sure will.
are made of.
Don't worry, Miss Val's mom. You know, you don't really have a name, so.
Volcano should be a long charred passage.
Wait, do you have a
Time like
name?
the present.
Don't worry, Val's mom. I will certainly do that.
Taking this?
Wait, your name is literally just Val's mother. Oh man. Wait, Val, why does your mom not have a name? I don't know, Val's mother is just, you know, a family name, yeah. Don't you know when you become a parent in, the village of Tiania? Yeah, you basically, you know, just call yourself your child's name and, the mom or dad or whatever. Yeah, that's basically how things work in the village of Tiania. Alright, I kid. I kid, so let's go. Oh wait, there's some sort of item I didn't get. Nice, a Nicleo coin. Alright now. I need that filthy lucre, I really do, to pay for my gotchables. And Plumeria won't pull herself, I mean, it's for my bills. Yeah, my daily bills that I have every day. Yeah, it's totally not going towards gacha games, dude. Totally not going towards gacha games, by the way. I'm sorry, I'm making fun of DSP again. Yeah, now DSP will unironically do that, yeah. You know, if you go to a DSP stream, you know, and you're going there for the first time, and you hear him basically begging for money, or you hear him basically begging for money, that's basically most of the stream, basically. It's either him failing at a video game, him begging for money, or him, you know, complaining about trolls or, you know, berating his audience. That's basically all DSP really does. Yeah, and DSP is like really somehow very bad at all video games that he plays. You know, I suspect it might be because of his drinking habit, really. I suspect it's because he, you know, has a big drinking habit, you know, and drinks lots of gin. You know, what she DoorDashes, by the way. What she DoorDashes all the way while begging for money. Yeah, while begging for tons of money.
I should have guessed that the cuisine in
And berating his audience when he doesn't get enough money.
Villagers seemed more enlarged as well. Val fits in here.
Yeah, what a sad state of affairs, man. Yeah, what a sad state of affairs, man. Alright, now, I will say, you know, one thing about doing No Game Plus is I'm very glad I don't have to look for all the little cactuses. Yeah, some of the little cactuses in this game are, you know, kind of, you know, hidden in all sorts of obscure locations. You know, maps are pretty big. I remember Inabin, you know, when he was playing this game. And, you know, I saw him, you know, streaming this on Discord because... Yeah. By the way, Inabin, did you ever actually finish this game? You know, if you're still here? Wait, alright, he's probably, you know, long gone by now.
Did you have a good shower?
No, he's probably like listening and not really paying attention or something. I don't know.
Nice to see a gentler side of him.
Sounds like it was a productive talk then.
Yeah. Yeah, basically, Inabin was having a lot of trouble, you know, finding little cactus because, you know, the maps in this game are, you know, kind of a little biggish. I mean, I don't find them, you know, like, super big because, you know, I'm kind of used to these type of games by now. But, you know... But, you know, finding a little cactus, you know, does feel like a needle in a haystack, really. Plus, you know, sometimes he's, like, hanging off of ledges and stuff like that. Yeah, I remember in some of the locations he was, like, hanging off of ledges and stuff like that. Which, you know, made him kind of hard to find. Right now, the volcano is over this way.
I'm kind of regretting they're to learn to cook.
Even I have never seen such a plentiful meal prepared in so little time. Val's mother makes miracles.
I was focused more on the taste, actually.
I don't blame you, Karina. I don't really blame Karina, really, for that.
Assist us! It is pulsating with power.
Okay, alright, there's that. Alright, I might as well get this.
We can
Alright now, and I'll go over there and grab that gold object.
Secured.
Oh, look at these guys, they look super tough. Oh, whoa, watch out. Alright, since we're in a fire region, we're probably gonna have to get ice magic. Oh hey, a dark crystal. Oh hey, I'll just get this crystal of darkness.
Manifest. It is pulsating with power.
Alright, I'll just grab that. Alright, so how about... Alright, now, let me check my elemental plots. Yeah, we don't have enough to basically unlock everything in the game. Alright, I'll change up Palmina's spells as well. Alright, I need to change you off of Blaze Ball. I'll change you off of Blaze Ball. Let's grab... Now let's grab Cold Blaze. Let's grab an ice spell, yeah. Alright, might as well grab an ice spell, yeah. Alright, let's be careful. This place is, you know... Oh wow, there's a treasure chest over here. I'll just grab that. Actually, I don't really need it, but you know, I guess I'll take it.
Fantastic value.
Right now, going up the volcano where it's, you know, red hot. Alright, now this next bout's about to be red hot. You know, and you're up against a woman made of lava and all that.
Benevodons into submission.
We are well on
Kinda
our
reminds
way
me of
to
that one
finishing
shirt.
with all
Kinda
the
reminds me of an
Benevodons.
old Tom and Jerry cartoon
This
where
will be
that
our
kind of thing, you know,
final
did
fight.
happen.
I will take this.
Alright, where's this go?
The spirit's strength.
Whoa, look at this.
Might we exchange these elsewhere? I have gathered some grizzly.
Yo, we're getting the syrup. Yo, we are getting that syrup.
Might we exchange these
Alright, I like that. Alright, now. Having the syrup kind of home in on you when you're up against it, you know, kind of works in your favor here.
I have gathered some grizzly.
Alright,
syrup.
nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Alright, I see something else down here. Alright. Alright, I'll grab the syrup. I'll grab this shiny object.
I will take
Oh, honey
this.
elixir, nice. Nice. I will grab the honey so I can get the honey. I will grab the honey so I can get the and then grab the honey. Well, I mean, syrup, honey, they're kind of different things, aren't they? Alright, I should stop calling it grizzly syrup, you know, honey. I mean, technically speaking, you know, honey's very different. Oh, hey, there's something inside that tree there. Alright, can I get it? Yes, I can. Yeah, alright, whoop. Oh, no. Oh, that's weird. Oh, weird. It's like a slippery surface. Oh, nice, a gold clover. Alright, so I did want that. Alright, so I did want that. Alright, what's up here? Ooh. I see a fire element crystal. I'm just gonna go grab that. Yoink. Alright, grabbing the elemental point. Alright, now. Be careful. Alright, now. We have to be very careful. This place is, you know, full of lava, and lava is like,
Tianians were never.
we have to be careful, you know, lava's like really hot.
To each plant,
Yeah, and obviously we'll be burning.
Loomed over Tiania.
Yeah, we're gonna become the it burns kind of light kind of people.
Now that it's become volatile because of the Benevodon, I gotta do whatever I can.
Alright, now.
well,
You know, obviously once we contact lava, we're gonna, you know, burn up. You know, it's not like instant death or anything, though. But it will be very dangerous. Yeah, kind of annoying, really. Kind of a little bit annoying. Wait, I think I have the perfect solution for that, though. You know, as soon as everything loads up, though. Because, alright, now. Yeah, the load times on the PS4 version are not good. Yeah, the reason I got the PS4 version instead of getting a Steam Deck version is because, you know, I didn't have a PS5, and, you know, then in the PS4 version, you know, it did have a physical version in other parts of the world, but, you know, not in the States. You know, and I didn't have a Steam Deck at the time. I did not have a Steam Deck at the time, so... Yeah. By the way, have you guys heard about, you know, heard about the Steam Machine? Yeah, you know that Steam just announced. Alright now. Hopefully that's gonna be pretty good. I'm kind of looking forward to that. You know, I hear it's kind of pretty good.
Stifling. Almost as though our sweat evaporates the second our
Oh,
skin
no.
secretes it.
Dorfer Volcano. This place is, you know, red hot. Sort of like all you guys. Oh wow, look at Salamando. I will say Salamando looks very silly in this game, but, you know, slightly less silly than his appearance in, in Trials of Mana.
There's barely
You know, I'm pretty sure the one in Trials of Mana was, you know, constantly constipated with, like, you know...
The lack of an arm?
Yeah, that's just kind of how they talked, really. Kind of reminded me of, you know, Daruna's, you know, awkward dancing, you know, in Ocarina of Time.
Stolen by Delophos.
Salamando. Elemental.
Yeah, I think Darunia in that game. I think Darunia in that game, you know, ate one too many, rock roast. And by that I mean, of course, you know, marble rock roast,
Not in so
which is
many
basically, you know,
words.
crystal meth.
Just feel responsible for what's happened. So.
Sire, what's your plan to take that? Sire, what's your plan to take down the Gorons? Crystal meth. Hey, Maria Puddingway. Hi, Maria Puddingway. Nice of you to be here.
Or something?
Sorry that my alerts are so loud.
She was fiercely loyal, feverishly enthusiastic.
Nice to have you, Maria.
Village. Fixed
Hi, we were just talking about, you know, Ganondorf, you know, defeating the Goron, plan to defeat the Gorons, you know, being crystal meth.
That's
Which is basically what the Marble Rock Roast were in, you know, Tears of the Kingdom.
My ears are going instantly in here.
I mean, he poisoned, you know, he poisoned the Riddow's water supply, you know, again. and he, you know, and he made a blizzard to, you know, drive out the Rideau. And he also unleashed a sandstorm and, you know, an army of the undead on the Gerudo. And his plan to take out the, you know, Gorons was basically just crystal meth. Minion, have you ever seen Breaking Bad?
Alms can take it.
Also, I think I'll kidnap the princess and, you know, have my phantom, you know, pretend to be her, yeah.
The never know fire is toast.
That's more like it.
And Delophos is next.
Yeah, let him know who's boss.
Salamando still has plenty of steam left.
Of course, you know, Salamando has plenty of steam. He's literally the elemental of fire.
Gee,
You know, we gotta have all those, you know, red hot puns.
burn up in here.
Don't joke. You're the most at risk.
He's like burning up with right now. I am burning up with anticipation for this dungeon. In fact, I think this will be. I think with Palomino, this will be, you know, some hot stuff. Not gonna lie. Yeah, I mean, Palomino not only is a sexy woman, she's a sexy woman with a big, you know, fluffy tail. Like, you know, it's fun to touch.
Blue magma is much hotter.
No, blue manga. All right, blue magma is like super hot. You know, if you touch it, you'll burn to a crisp in an instant.
Cerulean lava is in several locations. If we were to obstruct it at its origin, we may be able to open.
All right, we need to obstruct, you know. All right, now,
A vessel of water. might
super
be-
hot magma. I mean, isn't the blue fire, you know, significantly hotter? Oh wait, I think blue fire is supposed to be, you know, significantly cooler than, you know, red, orange, and hot fire, and white fire, but you know, whatever. You know, we're just gonna ignore that.
Magma is striking.
We're just gonna kind of ignore that.
Yes. Take care not
All right,
to
now-
strike
all right,
the
now.
sapphire glow.
Alright, now we're gonna making our way through the volcano. You know, it's gonna be red hot in here.
There is something supremely suspicious
Oh no, oh
in
no.
the space ahead.
Alright, party members, please don't touch the lava.
Pool of magma.
Alright, please don't touch the lava. Remember that, alright.
Hold your weight for
Remember the floor is literally made of lava. And you know, lava is like real hot. Yeah, remember that lava is hot?
I have gathered some grizzly syrup.
Oh no. Remember, lava is like super hot, guys. Alright now.
Unrivaled remains.
Alright now.
With this much lucre, perhaps I can procure a present for
Yeah, get a present for Yen, yeah. Yeah, considering, you know, alright now. It's like orange, blue, and white, and I had this Christian edge, but I had you know, I had a Christian school education. Oh no.
Luna always seemed
Oh no, my sympathies.
though I really thought she was a fierce alm of fire.
My
I
sympathies.
think I see it. She was always full of life.
Oh no, is that? Oh no. Oh no, poisonous clouds. Oh no, we're up against the cloud of darkness. You guys remember that villain from, you know, Final Fantasy 3? You know, the actual Final Fantasy 3, not you know, Final Fantasy 3.
I think some new equipment.
Yeah, Final Fantasy 3, you know, when it first came out was actually Final Fantasy 6, and you know, the real Final Fantasy 3 is, you know, with the cloud of darkness, yeah.
Secured.
I know it's a little bit confusing, you know, I know it's a little confusing. Again, they used to call, Dragon... They used to, say Dragon Quest Warrior instead of Dragon Quest. They used to say Dragon Warrior instead of Dragon Quest, long ago. Due to copyright issues. Because technically speaking, Dragon Quest was already copyrighted by somebody else. In the States, and, they kind of had to change it to Dragon Warrior.
The volcano's always like this. I see why the mayor kept this place locked up tight.
Alright now. Oh, hey, alright now, get that chest.
What wondrous where could this be?
Alright now. Let's grab the elemental vessel for something really cool. Whoa! Oh boy! We got zoomies! Oh, whoa, we got zoomies. Alright, we got zoomies. Alright, now we're zooming. Oh, wow. Alright, now we got a treasure chest here. I'll just open that.
Maybe items and
Scepter Mirror Sigil, nice!
fantastic value.
We got slimes. We got red hot burning slimes. Alright, now use the cold blaze. Alright, now take out the Cerberus with the ice. Ice to see you. I remember what we learned from Mr. Freeze. What killed the Ice Age? The dinosaur. Alright. What killed the dinosaurs? The Ice Age. You remember when it. Yeah, you guys remember that, right? Oh, whoops. Alright, now let's get out of that. Alright, now. Let's get out of that super hot lava. Alright, it's part of the way through. Alright, we have to go up even further. We have to get a second one. Luckily, this dungeon isn't like super long, so I don't know. We ran into some bad guys. Alright, now come on, ice crystals, go! Ice, go! Go! Ice! Yeah, freeze them solid. Alright, now cold blaze, go! Oh, I got a fire drake core stone, nice.
Well, that's just great.
Alright, Undyne, what are you gonna do?
Undine's power be a creative.
Hey, nice, that lava's, super cool now.
Might as well try before we all melt into a puddle of almond goo.
Oh, whoops. Oh, excuse me.
Assist us.
Alright, lava's all super cooled off. Oh, I'll just dodge around those. Alright, now let's grab this elemental points. So alright now.
It is pulsating with
Alright now. Alright now, we just need to knock down another rock. Alright, Undyne, go! Undyne, go! Stop the flow of the blue lava.
Yeah, you damn
Clear the magma.
I got chills from that brush with death.
chills? You mean
I mean, that's true. Chills, burns are kind of the same thing. Except kind of the opposite. Both of them are pretty much instantaneous death, though. I mean, they're both really instantaneous death, really. Oh, yeah. Alright now. Alright, this kind of reminds me of Roxy Rocket from, have you guys ever seen the Batman animated series? Yeah, alright now. Yeah, Roxy Rocket was, kind of one of the, one-off villains. I'm glad they, also put her in, like that, in, like, that one episode where, Superman had to, go undercover as Batman because Batman got brainwashed by Brainiac.
the passion I like to see Jure?
Passion smashing. I just
Yeah. Yeah, and Superman had to deal with Roxy Rocket, but he was, like, very, but it was, like, very easy for him.
Center area now.
Of course it was, he's Superman.
We should be able to proceed.
only relief.
Suddenly, on a rocket would be, kind of hard for Batman, but would pose a bit of a challenge for Batman, but not for, Superman. Oh, wow, look at this. Alright, I'm also kind of reminded of, Diddy Kong's, you know, rocket barrel backpacking, you know. Alright, you guys remember, Diddy Kong, you guys ever remember, you guys remember Donkey Kong 64? You guys remember Donkey Kong 64? Yeah, I don't blame you if you don't. Lots of people don't like Donkey Kong 64, but I do. No, no, it's the Axe Beak! Oh no, here comes the Axe Beak! Right now, oh no. Oh no, watch out for the front. Alright, could you guys get in here and, you know, distract the thing? Alright, nice, he's frozen. Alright, nice, he's frozen. Yeah, it's frozen today. Oh no, come back here. Oh no, you shooting out fireballs. Oh, bot got banned, but you know, that's okay. Alright, adversary purified. Take that, you, alright now. We had to fight another Yenny. Yeah, that's right, get wrecked, Yenny. Get wrecked, Yenny. Sorry, Yenny, you got wrecked again. Yeah, that makes another win for me.
We're coming, fire.
Yeehaw, another win for the good guys. Wait, Yenny's also a good guy. Wait, Yenny's also a good guy. I guess nobody really wins in a fight, you know, between superheroes. Which, you know, is technically the truth, yeah. Superman and Batman, you know, basically said it themselves. Nobody wins in the fight between them, really. You know, not actually.
I will take this.
Alright, now let's rocket off. Rocketing off at the speed of sound. Alright, rocket away.
Might we exchange these elsewhere?
Team Rocket's rockin' double trouble, try to capture Pikachu. Team Rocket's rockin' double trouble, try to capture Pikachu. Alright, Team Rocket's blasting off again. Whoa. Alright, now. By the way, have you guys ever seen The Rocketeer? Yeah, The Rocketeer is a pretty good movie because it's about punching Nazis. Oh, whoops, I mean the bad dudes with the bad guys that were with the regime with the, with the one dude with the goofy mustache, yeah. Yeah, basically he's fighting. Basically it's about a dude, who became a superhero, with an experimental jetpack that, fights against, the regime of the bad dude with the mustache. Yeah. you know the one.
What's
wrong? The Wolfenstein villains. Yeah. Alright now.
I'm losing
The Wolfenstein villains that are led by James Jonas Jameson's evil brother, yeah.
So we gotta see this through. I'm not gonna let you get down like that.
Speaking of monster, looks like our Benevodon friend has arrived.
Alright now. Here comes the fire, Benevodon. Oh no, what's he gonna be? Alright now. Wait a minute, you're not Valvanga. Why do you look like a gorilla? Alright, it's a gorilla made of lava with volcanoes on him. It kinda looks like the lava titan from, have you guys ever seen the Hercules movie that Disney made? Yeah, it kinda looks like the lava titan. Oh yeah, that's right, get frozen. Yeah, that's right, get frozen. Adversary purified. Another adversary purified. Alright now. Another adversary successfully pure. This zone is now pure.
Yeah, that's how it's done. Dorfer ought to settle down now too. That's a load off my back and my.
Yeah, the fire elemental was, holding back the lava from, erupting.
Salamando.
It ain't over yet. Don't forget about Delphos' curse.
Yeah, we have to defeat Delphos. Don't worry, we're level 99. We can defeat Delphos.
You're right. Stalefos can't be ignored.
Wait, now,
anymore.
isn't he like... Alright, now. Yeah, you fools! The Benevolents were actually distractions so that, I could awaken my true power and, and awaken the power of, becoming, Edgy Demon Lord number, 7,256.
That's all the Stop their tracks. I think it's time to
Yeah, also I will have the trollable evil bad guy mustache because I'm feeling very daring today,
I have to
yeah.
let the village know
What do you
everything's
mean all the
okay.
other ones, have that?
And to Hina's parents.
Yeah, funny enough, the video game with, villains that, are villains, but, also sympathetic villains. That have good that, that have pretty sympathetic reasons for, their crash out. Yeah, it was in Chris Tales. Yeah, in Chris Tales, that's not a game where I was kind of expecting that, so... That's nice that they did that. So it's kind of nice that they did that, yeah. Yeah. Technically speaking, Delphios has, a sympathetic reason too, but, his sympathetic reason I feel is kind of dumb.
Val,
Not gonna
your
lie.
arms have performed most admirably.
Yeah, I was kind of going on about it earlier.
You truly are.
He's kind of misdirecting his anger, at his wife's death, at the goddess, and, it's not really her fault. It's not her fault at all.
As long as I
I
manage
think
that,
Arlo's, motive for, his big crash out, was, much more justified. Basically humanity, like, genocide his people, and, he's been fighting a time mage for, like, 3,000 years that's, been constantly time traveling, against each other.
I gotta stop off for Hina's. Just wait here for me, okay?
Sure thing.
Take your
Alright, now, Val's gonna go talk to, talk to Hina's parents now.
guards. We'll be here.
This is gonna be a big character moment for him, so... Let's not try anything to ruin it. Yeah, we have to, we have to tell them the bad news about Hina. Also, we're totally gonna get her core stone back and, bring her back to life. We're totally gonna do that. Wait, actually, that's an actual thing that we're gonna do.
I hope her folks are home.
Alright, visit Hina's parents. Hey, Mr. Val, where's Hina? Yeah, she kinda died, died and, I turned her into a crystal. Wait, how did you do that? You see, we kinda trusted Aaron. Wait, you trusted somebody who turned out not to be a good guy? It's your job to protect our daughter. I mean, yeah. But you see, I was having some doubts, and, I got conflicted, and, no. You know how vital this mission is. How vital
Welcome home.
Alright, now.
How was your trip to the Mana Tree?
Oh, not finished quite yet. Actually, I came here to talk to you two about something. Something serious. During our journey, Hina... she passed on.
Yeah, he's kinda, doing things to soften the blow. He's dead.
What?
But how?
It was my fault. Protecting her was my responsibility, and... I failed. I... as good as killed her myself.
Val.
I am so sorry. Please, I'll accept any punishment. Just say it.
Dorfer's behavior has been strange for a while now. I'd had a bad feeling about it from the start. Guess my gut was... It's hard to put into words, but even though I was so happy for Hina and wished for her success on the pilgrimage, at the same time, she deserved to have a normal life just like everyone else.
True.
I understand, sir.
After the festival, we were so very proud to see that Hina was chosen to be the Alm.
No one in the village was more pleased on her behalf than we were when we saw her off on the journey. But after she left, our lives felt less vibrant. I thought about her no matter what I did. I'd remember her laugh, her frustrations, her tears. Most of all, I'd remember her smile. That's when it hit me. I had wanted Hina to be in our lives forever. I suppose you don't always realize how important someone is until they're gone.
Ma'am,
Val, never doubt how much Hina wanted to be by your side.
Days before the festival, Hina would ask us how long we thought the pilgrimage would take. How long until you'd return from the mana tree.
Wait, they don't know what's gonna happen at the mana tree, do they?
Settle down in a different village after you were done.
Oh,
Like
that's
Lisa.
even darker than I
Didn't she,
thought.
dear? Once she was appointed as the alm, she was up all night, excited for the journey ahead. She said traveling the world with you was like a dream come true.
And that's why we're grateful that you were there for Hina. Thank you, Val.
I thought...
Wait,
you
do
would
most of the
never
people in
forgive
this
me
game
for
not
that.
know what happens at the mana tree?
This is almost worse. I wish someone would treat me like
No.
a villain.
Val, listen to me. She isn't gone. Hina will always be with you, in your heart. You carry her will. She lives on through your deeds.
That's right. You're living for the both of you now. I want you to thrive for Hina's sake. Will you do that for us? Come to think of it, Val, I believe Hina left a letter for you before you set out on the pilgrimage.
A letter? For me?
That's right. But when I asked where she put it, she said it was a secret between the two of you.
Then she made us promise to tell you about the letter when you returned, and reminded us several times before your
Oh,
departure.
okay.
Did she leave it in the thicket outside of town?
Oh, so that was your secret
So what were you
rendezvous
doing over there with
spot,
my
huh?
daughter?
Get there fast before we find it first. Go on now.
Thanks. I'll be sure to check. You're the best. Our spot. It's gotta be the thicket outside the village. I'm coming, Hina.
Alright, let's go get that letter. You know, I think... I guess honestly, them being more sympathetic to it is... a bit worse than, treating him as a villain. Then again, they probably would have treated him as a villain if he, really was a bit more honest with them about what actually happened. I think he tried to, let...
Brings back
I respect
memories.
Val for, trying to let them down easy about it. Considering it would have been a big deal for them.
This is where I first met Hina.
It was pretty heavy, huh?
I remember she was reading a book when I ran up. A monster had made it into the village, and I was trying to chase it off. I had only just started to learn swordsmanship at the
And it's
time.
probably a rabbit, that went to attack her. Probably ended up being a killed rabbit.
But Liza and Master Fugo still got mad at me. I cried, but at least I managed to defeat the monster in the end. Aha! I found it, Hina.
How did it not get shredded or destroyed by the elements?
Yep. That's her writing, all right.
Dear Val, if you are reading this, then I'm sure you've safely returned home from the pilgrimage to the Mana Tree. If all went well, then I am now a part of the world's mana power, and watching over you. I decided to leave you this letter now that we've both fulfilled our duties. After all, if I knew you, I'm sure you're feeling down about having to let me go to the Mana Tree. This way, you'll have a little something to remember me by, and read if you're ever feeling lonely. I can't help but wonder, as I sit here and write this down, how your life is gonna be 10, 20 years down the road. The only regret I have, now that I've been named the Elm, is that I won't be around to see it myself. Yeah, I know it's selfish of me to think like that. Val, just remember that you have friends you can rely on. People who support you in everything you do. I know you'll be okay, even when I'm gone. Just keep going. Try things you never thought you'd do. Meet people from faraway lands. There's no end to the adventures you will have. I love this beautiful, spirit-blessed world of ours. I love it because it's where we were born, and where my wonderful parents and everyone else we've met lives. Not to mention, it's where I met you, Val. So I'll leave you with this. The future is yours. All I want for you is to live your life in the way that's best for you. That's my wish. Love, Hina.
No.
Hina always did know me too well.
Oh, that is such a
Better than
nice
anyone.
letter.
I wish we could have been together in the end. This feeling won't ever disappear completely. But that's okay. I'll treasure it.
I renew our determination.
Keep Hina with me. Wherever I go.
Alright, nice.
Is that all your business taken care of? Then let's regroup with the Ohm of Darkness.
Sorry for the wait. Let's head to La Grazzo. You ready, Ramco?
Up every morning just to keep a job. I gotta find my way through the bustling crowd. Sounds of the city pounding in my brain. Oh, excuse me. Well, at least it's a lot less than it used to be. Yeah, I did start, you know, eventually, I did start taking in acids.
You look more sure of yourself than before, Val.
I found a bit of myself that I'd missing. Now I can finally move forward. Come on! La Grazzo's waiting.
Alright, let's go into Tania Village. Let's go over to the Meridian. Alright, I might as well go over to the Meridian. Oh well, that takes care of the Benevodons, but you know, they're still the end of the game. Which will probably be the next episode. Or the last episode of this. I don't know if I feel like doing the post-game again. Then again, doing the post-game does give us resolution on, Morley, on, what actually happened with Morley. And, the moon dial. Yeah, alright, yeah. By the way, I want you guys to know that you are all incredibly cute. And I thank you for, stopping by. Orange, blue, and white. Yeah, the blue fire is kind of the coldest, isn't it? And white is kind of the hottest, because it's like the top of the fire. Alright, sorry about that. Right now, might as well save. Right now, Tania, the Fire Village. Alright, let's go look for somebody to raid. Alright, there's gotta be somebody. There's gotta be somebody, especially nice. There's gotta be someone cool. Alright, let's see here. Oh hey, I know, just did a raid. Alright, let's... raid Elfgal Goes. I have not raided them in a long time. So, it's gonna be nice to, see them again. Yeah, they're playing Dispatch, which is that new superhero game. The one that, kind of works like a Telltale game. Yeah, I have that game, by the way, but, I'm not... I haven't started it yet. Maybe one day. Right now, come on, Moon, come on now. Don't forget today's raid message is Moonbat Raid. And I will see you later. Goodbye.